What if the secret to feeling, less stressed, more energetic, genuinely happier? What if it isn't some new app or a complicated diet? What if it's something ancient, really accessible, and literally right outside your door?
It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it?
It does. But our modern lives, they feel like this constant battle, right? Commuting, screens all day. We spend, what, over 90% of our time inside?
That's the statistic, yeah. It's a complete flip from how humans evolved.
And this disconnect, this evolutionary mismatch, as some call it, it's not trivial. It seems linked to anxiety, burnout, even sleep issues, and physical problems.
Exactly. We're essentially running ancient software on modern hardware, living in environments we weren't fundamentally built for.
So today we're doing a deep dive into finding that joy in nature again. Simple ways to reconnect outdoors and hopefully boost your mood.
And it starts with understanding that our brains, our bodies, they're still wired for that Paleolithic lifestyle, you could say.
Right, outside, dealing with the elements, moving, finding food, small social groups.
Precisely. And that wiring explains why being outdoors isn't just nice, it's actually therapeutic. It's fundamental.
Okay, so that really resonates, this mismatch. What does the science actually tell us about why nature helps? Why does it make us feel less anxious, less stressed?
Well, the evidence is pretty compelling. Numerous studies show that time outside significantly lowers anxiety, stress, depression for both adults and kids.
Like a natural remedy almost?
You could call it a non-pharmacological intervention, yes. Nature engages the senses, it brightens mood, it kind of pulls your mind away from those negative thought loops. It promotes presence, peace. And for children, it's especially good for helping them calm down, regulate their emotions.
And isn't there that Japanese practice, forest bathing, Shinrin-yoku?
Ah, yes. Shinrin-yoku. It's fascinating. It's not about actually taking a bath in the woods, despite the name.
Right.
It's more about just being calm, quiet among the trees, breathing deeply, observing. And it's become this global trend because, frankly, the science supports it as a real therapeutic approach.
So what is the science saying? Beyond just feeling relaxed, are there measurable changes happening in our bodies?
Oh, absolutely. The research shows forest bathing is incredibly effective at lowering cortisol levels.
Okay. The main stress hormone we always hear about?
That's the one. And it also reduces sympathetic nerve activity. That's your fight or flight system.
So it calms everything down.
Exactly. It shifts you towards the parasympathetic state, rest and digest. Studies show big drops in things like nervousness, anxiety, anger, fatigue, confusion.
Wow.
And boosts in vitality. It can even significantly improve sleep for people with depression, lower blood pressure, help immunity. There's even potential therapeutic effects for neurodegenerative diseases linked to reduced heart rate and blood pressure.
It's like nature's own pharmacy, isn't it? I've heard something about trees releasing compounds. Is that real? Is there a biological thing happening?
There is, yeah, and it's truly remarkable. Trees and plants emit these things called terpenes, volatile organic compounds.
Terpenes.
And they're not just nice smells. They have genuine antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, even neuroprotective properties.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Yeah.
So you're not just looking at nature. You're literally breathing in beneficial compounds that contribute to these health effects.
That's incredible. But, okay, what about people living in, a concrete jungle, no forests nearby? Are they just out of luck?
Not at all. And that's what's really insightful here. Even short bursts make a difference. And the setting matters less than you might think.
Really?
Yeah, a 15-minute walk in even a well-managed artificial forest showed significant benefits compared to a purely urban walk.
Oh.
And another study found a 30-minute walk in just a regular city park lowered salivary cortisol, whereas walking on busy city streets didn't have that effect.
So find the green wherever it is?
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Even a small patch can help.
Okay, the science is clear then. It really does impact us. But for most of us, not living next to Yellowstone or planning weekly forest bathing trips, what are some genuinely simple, practical ways to get these benefits daily?
And that's the beauty of it. So many of these things are really accessible. You don't need to uproot your life.
Good.
One of the simplest starting points is just consciously engaging your senses. Being present.
Okay, how?
Find a spot outside that feels comfortable, safe. Could be your backyard, a balcony, a park bench. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. Then just focus on one sense at a time. What do you feel? The air on your skin, the texture of the bench or the grass. Then what do you hear? Rustling leaves, birds, distant traffic maybe. What about smell? Damp earth, flowers.
Just tuning in.
Exactly. Then open your eyes and really look. Notice the colors, the patterns, the light, the textures, almost like you're seeing it for the very first time.
I find just stopping to actually smell the roses or whatever's blooming on my street, it really does shift in my mood. It's amazing.
It is. It releases endorphins. And it's not just smell, like you said, sound, too. Listening for birdsong.
Yeah, I've been trying that, trying to tell the difference between, the warning chirps and the actual songs. It's surprisingly calming.
It's a form of active meditation, really. And beyond just the senses, integrating more movement and exploration is key, too.
Like just going for a walk.
Simple nature walks are fantastic, yeah. Great for physical and mental well-being. They release muscle tension. But don't just stick to the pavement.
Oh, okay.
Explore textures. Touch tree bark, feel the leaves. Run your hands through grass. Splash in puddles or water if you can.
Get your hands dirty, basically.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Even going barefoot on grass or sand. It wakes up all those nerve endings in your feet. It's incredibly grounding.
I like that. And what about for those times when we're kind of stuck inside but still want that connection? Any tricks?
Definitely. Think about shifting routine activities outdoors. Got a phone call?
Yeah.
Take it while walking around the block.
Makes sense.
Working on a laptop. Can you spend an hour at a park bench or a picnic table? You get vitamin D, fresh air, you hear the birds. It all adds up.
Little pockets of nature during the workday.
Exactly. And also deliberately adding more physical movement. Maybe mix pancake batter by hand instead of the processor.
Huh.
Take the stairs, park further away. Just finding small ways to do things more manually. And of course, exercising outdoors is a fantastic combination.
Right. And beyond the physical, what about more creative or mindful ways to engage?
A nature journal is a wonderful practice. Doesn't have to be fancy, just a notebook.
What do you put in it?
Thoughts, feelings, observations about what you see, hear, smell outside. You could sketch things, write little poems, maybe paste in a fallen leaf or flower, though please don't pick wildflower.
Good point.
It's reflective. It helps you remember those simple, positive moments. Gardening's another great one, even if it's just window boxes or indoor plants.
Yeah, I find gardening really does help me de-stress.
It releases endorphins, helps find motor skills, boosts confidence when you see things grow. It's that sense of achievement.
Totally. Now, you mentioned something earlier, or maybe I read it somewhere, positive stress or hormesis in relation to nature. What's that about, embracing discomfort?
Precisely. It's about stepping slightly outside that comfort bubble we tend to live in indoors. Maybe it's sitting on a slightly uncomfortable rock instead of a perfect bench. Dealing with a few bugs, getting a bit muddy or sweaty, feeling the sun or the wind or the cold air.
So not actively seeking out misery, but just accepting the elements.
Exactly. It's not about suffering. It's recognizing that these small natural discomforts actually strengthen our physiological systems. They build resilience.
Interesting. Any simple ways to try that?
A really easy one is ending your shower with, say, 15 to 30 seconds of cold water.
Ooh, bracing.
It is. But gradually building tolerance to that kind of temperature shift can actually invigorate you, improve circulation, maybe even mood. But, obviously check with a doctor if you have any health conditions.
Right, standard disclaimer. Okay, so this is all great practical stuff. But stepping back, what does it all mean beyond just feeling a bit better after a walk? What's the deeper dive here?
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really important to distinguish between just contact with nature and developing a true connection to nature.
Contact versus connection. Okay, what's the difference?
Contact is just physical presence. Living near a park, maybe watching a nature show on TV. Connection is deeper. It's that psychological sense of relationship, the emotional bond you feel with the natural world.
So you could live next to a forest but not feel connected to it.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And the research suggests that just living near green space, that mere contact, doesn't automatically boost well-being on its own.
Ah, interesting.
But actively visiting nature, say weekly, is linked to better health and also more pro-environmental behaviors like recycling or conservation.
So engagement matters more than just proximity.
It seems so. And that's where connection comes in. Greater nature connectedness is positively linked to what psychologists call eudaimonic well-being.
Eudaimonic, meaning like a sense of purpose, flourishing.
Exactly. Feeling your life and activities are meaningful and worthwhile. And that connection is also strongly tied to caring for the environment. The engagement builds the bond, and the bond fuels well-being and pro-environmental action.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not just being there, it's feeling part of it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And for people who maybe don't feel that connected yet, those weekly visits can give their well-being a significant boost. It's about building that relationship. Activities that specifically encourage noticing the good things in nature seem particularly effective for increasing both connection and well-being.
And this idea of rewilding ourselves, it seems to go beyond just being out amongst the trees, doesn't it? It touches on other aspects of our lives that are disconnected from our ancestral roots.
You're absolutely right. Think about our social lives. Our ancestors thrived in small, tight-knit, trusted groups.
Right, not thousands of online friends.
Exactly. Modern isolation is a huge source of unhappiness for many. So a kind of social rewilding strategy could be consciously cultivating a smaller, more intimate circle of really close friends, maybe 5 to 7 people you truly rely on.
Quality over quantity.
Definitely. Even trimming down large online social networks can lead to more meaningful, supportive relationships, closer to how we're wired to connect.
Okay. And what about food? How does that tie into rewilding?
It's about reconnecting with our food sources. Now, not everyone's going to become a full-time forager,
Haha, probably not.
but maybe learning to identify just a few safe, edible wild plants in your area. Like dandelions, they're incredibly nutritious. It's a fun way to engage with nature directly.
Or even just choosing less processed foods at the store.
Yes, exactly. Choosing whole, minimally modified plant foods, beets, carrots, leafy greens, is a step in that direction. It reconnects us to the source.
And finally, you mentioned ancestral skills. That sounds maybe a bit intimidating, like we need to learn survivalism.
Not at all. It's not about ditching modern life. It's more about reclaiming some innate human capabilities, things I call analog hobbies.
Analog hobbies like
Maybe learning friction firemaking, like with a bow drill,
war.
or shaping a simple tool from wood or stone, working with your hands and natural materials.
What's the benefit of that beyond just learning a cool party trick?
Well, it's incredibly grounding. It strengthens your body, yes, but it also gives you this fantastic dopamine hit from accomplishment. It boosts self-esteem, resilience, mindfulness, the satisfaction you get from, say, actually creating fire from scratch. It's deeply energizing. It connects you to this ancient sense of capability.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up, this deep dive really shows that finding joy in nature isn't just about, a quick fix for stress.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's about realigning ourselves with our fundamental human design. Recognizing that connection to nature isn't a luxury, it's vital. For physical health, mental clarity, emotional balance, all of it.
And the key takeaway seems to be the power of intentional connection. It's not about grand gestures or moving off grid.
Exactly. It's about weaving these simple, meaningful interactions with nature into the fabric of your everyday life. Consistently.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. In a world that's constantly pushing us towards more complexity, more screens, more inside, what if the most revolutionary act for your own well-being is simply to step outside, to remember, in a small way, who you truly are?
What small, wild act will you choose to embrace today?